Hugh Grosvenor, the Duke of Westminster, got hitched to Olivia Henson on June 7, 2024. Plenty of eyes were on Prince William, who was an usher, but we were looking elsewhere for every fashion faux pas on display. The groom's mother, Olivia Grosvenor, Duchess of Westminster, chose a very bright pink dress for her son's wedding. Had she stopped there, everything might have been okay. But alas, her fashion sense apparently had other places to be when she finished dressing. Let's start at the top with the hat, which doesn't seem to realize it is even supposed to be a hat. Instead, it appears to be having an identity crisis between a bursting firework and a sea urchin. At the bottom are her shoes. Her new daughter-in-law chose a pair of blue velvet shoes to contrast with her white wedding gown, and perhaps the Duchess was trying to copy that vibe, but with much less success. Instead of being a fashion statement, it just looks like the light went out in her closet, and she grabbed what she thought were matching pink shoes. The red doesn't contrast, it clashes.
And it's sort of comical how you think that you've made a choice that exempts you from the fashion industry.
It looks like the sister of the groom, Lady Tamara Grosvenor, may have woken up late on the morning of her brother's wedding. The scenario we're picturing involves her quickly rolling out of bed, realizing she's still wrapped in her quilt, and in the interest of saving time, going with it as a fashion choice. In an attempt to glam up the heavily embroidered gown and perhaps an effort to look a little less like a Russian nesting doll, she apparently grabbed leftover holiday tinsel to create a hairpiece. Not only does the accessory look like a disco version of a bird's nest, but it very poorly imitates the elegant tiara of golden leaves the bride wore. Olivia Henson's was a borrowed family heirloom, while Lady Tamara's was not. We're sensing a theme here, and it has to do with the fashion sense of the Grosvenor family women. This time, it's Lady Viola Grosvenor, who missed the mark for her brother's wedding. While her sister, Lady Edwina, was dressed for a high society wedding, Viola opted for a red frock she might have worn to a picnic on any given Saturday.
Boy, the clouds sure do look beautiful, don't they, Winnie?
The puffy sleeves and longer hemline do nothing to dress up the casual vibe of the light fabric and bright color. And not even the addition of kitten heels is enough to make it appropriate for the occasion. Adding to the less than sophisticated vibe is her choice of accessories. Skipping a formal hat, Grosvenor went with a pale blue headband to match her handbag. Yes, Olivia Henson's gown was absolutely lovely. It was a designer original, of course, with an Emma Victoria Payne label, and a bold keyhole cut out in the back. The veil was also custom designed, with lace detailing that was hand-drawn to mimic the veil that Henson's great-great-grandmother wore for her wedding in the 1800s. The silk crepe satin train of the dress was 2 meters, or about 78 inches long, with the veil extending well beyond that. The silhouette was striking, until it wasn't. In hindsight, someone should have checked the weather before the bride got out of the car at Chester Cathedral. And someone should have assigned more than one person to wrangle all that fabric. When the wind kicked up, Henson was completely engulfed. As she left the church with her new husband, she got so tangled in the veil and train, she could barely step forward. Not her fault, really, but still a bit embarrassing.